succulent growers, it's Lynn, and today I've got a little bit something different for you, and this is about my large Euphorbia tirucalli plant, commonly known as the sticks on fire, because it takes a lovely sort of orangey red glow in strong sunshine. And I noticed today, I was attending to the plants out the back. I have my Euphorbia tirucalli overwintering, which is this big giant here. I have it overwintering in the back spare room with some of my other cereus cacti under the grow light. And I've had this probably for about 7 years, and it's quite a large growing Euphorbia tirucalli. It's one that cannot take cold, so I have to overwinter it around 10 Celsius, 50°F minimum. But look what I've discovered today, guys. Look at that. That is not good. The problem with this, you see, is it could be one or two things. One is it's cold damage, which is what I'm suspecting. I'm going to talk about why. And the other thing is it could be a virus, because viruses will appear like this on cacti and succulent plants, like this brown mark with a yellow all around it. Now I have to do an emergency cut on this, but I honestly don't know whether it's definitely cold damage or it's definitely a virus. And the reason for that is because the damage can look very similar, but I'm thinking it is cold damage, because although I keep this out in the grow room with my other type of euphorbias and cereus cacti that are not cold hardy, we had some very, very cold weather at the beginning of December, and also not too long ago in February now, where it dropped. We don't heat the back room, never really drops below 10 Celsius. But it was that cold, it dropped about 5 Celsius, about 41 in there, briefly for a few hours over a period of a few nights. Didn't really hurt any of the pilocereus and all the other not so cold hardy plants. But I'm thinking, because this has happened now, I'm thinking this could be a result of cold damage. And I'm going to have to, we're going to have to do an emergency chop on this, because if it was cold damage, it may not be something that could spread, although it's unsightly. But if it is a virus, even stress virus from cold damage, then we have to cut it, because we don't want the virus to spread through the plant. It's also going a little bit yellow here as well. So it's something we have to do an emergency cut on, and we're going to be sharing that in this video. I know that one of my subscribers, I'm very sorry, I can't remember the exact name of the subscriber, said they have a Euphorbia tirucalli in their house, and they notice it's got these brown yellowy markings all appearing on it, and it happened after they'd had it through the cold spell in the sunny, it's in a sunny window, but it was cold in it was in the kitchen they had it. And I said, oh, I'm not sure, you know, prune it back anyway. And it's funny how I've discovered this today on mine. So stay tuned, guys. Now we're going to be doing emergency pruning. I've got Hansi, who is filming me right now behind the camera. Those of you familiar with my wonderful fiance Hans, Plant Daddy, do go and subscribe to him. I've been able to have my hands free just to explain what's happening with this Euphorbia. And now I'm going to take over the camera. I'm going to show Hans pruning this. Because euphorbias, when you are pruning them, they're a little bit different to cacti, and that's because they give off a milky sap. Now it's important with this milky sap, it can irritate your hands. It can also, if you get it on your hands and you touch your eyes, it can also cause a lot of eye problems as well, stinging, and I've even heard it can cause blindness. I don't know. I personally don't have a problem with the milky sap on my hands. I don't have an allergy with it. But if you're new to pruning euphorbias, then do protect your hands with gloves, and also do not get them anywhere near your eyes, and make sure you wash your hands straight away afterwards. Have to mention that in case I forget to mention it regarding the pruning now. So here we go, guys. I'm going to take over the camera and get Hansi to run through the pruning with you.
Here is the toughest infection here, the brown part. So you have to go down here and see where. Here, down here we have to go, because here it can build up a new crown. If you have here, you have a stump, you know, and it's not so beautiful. So I take it down here, so you can start to rebuild a new crown. It's the best way to do it. And direct after here now, I'm gonna use this
Yep.
to stop it bleed.
You said about that's the milky sap, guys, with Euphorbias.
Yeah.
As you can see, it is just like milk dripping all the way down, and it's absolutely important that give it a spray. It helps to stop the milky bleed.
Yeah.
As you can see there.
That's enough.
And normally if we were just pruning this tirucalli, they're easy to propagate because you just cut them there at where the new stem comes out, let them callus over for a couple of weeks and pot them up into dry gritty soil, and they'll root well from cuttings. But obviously I don't want to take any cuttings from the top part just in case it isn't cold damage and it is a virus. So I don't want to take any risks, so that's going to just be gone. And it's such a shame to cut this down because it was such a lovely size, but it's going to branch out lovely.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's the same tree, but a little shorter.
A little bit shorter.
This is infected,
Yeah.
so we can't take any cuttings from this because it's too much. So we have to throw it in the bin.
Yeah. So there we go, guys. That's the big chop. And obviously, when you find things like this on your cactus plants or your euphorbias, any type of succulent plant, as in this one here, it's best not to just think, oh, it's going to heal up. Just remove it because viruses can spread through the whole plant. There was no signs of any pests or anything else on this Euphorbia tirucalli, so I'm guessing it is just something that's happened, possibly, as I say, cold damage or virus. And let me know if you have any experience of this on your Euphorbia tirucalli. And Clyde Morris, our wonderful friend Clyde, here on YouTube, he's a Euphorbia expert. What do you think about this? Have you encountered this with any of your Euphorbias? And guys, also let me know if you have in the comments down below. So I'll do an update on this Euphorbia in the coming weeks. And I say big thank you to Hansi behind the camera filming me today, so I've had my hands free, and a big thank you to Hansi for doing the big pruning. And as I mentioned before, I don't want to sound like a parrot, but it's really important that you protect your hands when handling euphorbias, the milky sap, because if I was to touch that now, it can irritate the skin and also in your eyes. So give it a bit of spray of water, it stops the bleed, and it should recover then over the coming weeks. Now we're nearly in the spring. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. For lots more tips and tricks on how you can care for and grow cacti and succulents, don't forget to subscribe. Do click that notification bell. Also, please follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Desert Plants of Avalon. And for more growing tips as well as regular articles, do check out my website, desertplantsofavalon.com. I want to wish you all a fantastic plant-powered day.